And we are live. Hello, everybody.
Hi, guys.
How's it
How
going?
is everybody doing?
Good. I'm painting.
I am based. And John just got here. Just in the nick of time. Right when we went live. Good timing, yeah.
Ooh,
I waited. I was like, he's coming.
I'm coming. Sorry, I was at the gym.
I'm working out.
Yeah.
Getting buff.
Oh, that's the plan.
Nice.
One of these days, I'll do the same thing.
So you're going to the gym?
Yep. Trying to get back in somewhat of a Marine Corps style fitness.
Okay, I got one done. I need to turn on this camera over here so I can see my face.
All right. So I hope everyone who's watching got to see the Kill Team stuff. Oh, you actually have the book with you.
Yes, I do.
Thank God, John.
Dang.
The one I unboxed, they wouldn't let me take home. They're like, you need to leave it at the shop.
You know, we should talk to those Atomic Hobby guys.
I know. Drove all the way up there to do a product review, and I didn't even keep my book.
It's kind of rude.
Keep the book.
Why don't you tell me how you really feel?
I don't know. I want to keep the book.
Because you couldn't jump into the AOS game we're playing. That's what he's mad about, really.
Yeah, that's what I was really mad about. Actually, I wanted to jump into all the card flippers and start playing Magic. I mean, it really looks exciting.
There's nothing wrong with Magic. It's fun.
It is.
It was totally fun. I mean, those guys all looked depressed as they played.
Someone looks depressed.
Yeah, they were. They were like this. They were like, I didn't get the card I wanted. Crap. Don't know what to do now.
Must have been drafting.
No, they were putting cards on the table, like one by one. So I figured that's how you play.
Oh, okay.
That's what they get for not having cards to let them dig through their deck to get the one they want.
I know.
That's right. Or putting multiples of the card they want.
Yep.
You know what's always fun?
What?
A new blade.
Huh?
Then you stab your finger and cut it a lot of times. Gotta love them new blades.
You're an idiot.
It's not very nice. That's pretty.
You cut yourself with an X-Acto knife.
How do you not cut yourself with an X-Acto knife?
I never do.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. We can't be all as awesome as TJ.
What are you doing right now?
Huh?
What are you doing right now?
Cleaning.
Cleaning? See, that's your problem. You use a dull blade to clean.
No, I know.
Or you could.
Sharp blade to cut things and slice them.
No, my dull blades are getting way too dull, and I was kind of just pushing plastic around almost.
You know, they happen to make these mold line scrape tools that you could
If
get.
you own a game store, it's maybe beneficial to buy one.
It is.
What do you mean?
Yeah, use that.
That doesn't keep clean off things that you just snapped in half. There's a method to my madness.
Okay, I'm not gonna interrupt the madness.
Yeah, let's just let Jonathan do his thing and cut himself some more and then cry like a girl.
See, look, I was gonna do this, but now I feel like it's like he's in those horse shows and he's gonna jump over the fence with his horse. He's like, "Woo."
You're like blocking half that beautiful model. Why would you do something like that?
Well, I'm not going to do it now, obviously.
Oh my
I'd
God.
cut it to see how it looked like. Anyway, so Kill Team is pretty sweet.
Video game.
Huh?
What?
What did you say?
No, I didn't say anything.
Kill Team is pretty sweet. What do you think about it, John? You got it right there.
Well, I'm trying to get all these little chat windows closed down just so I can only see our chat. All right. So what do I think about Kill Team?
Yes.
Well, GW actually pulled something off pretty good here.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna say it was crap.
No. Actually, I like how they do the gameplay breakdown. Everything from movement all the way through resolving morale. There's a lot of neat little extra rules that they put in there, like being ready, retreat, wounds, and such. And they kind of add a little bit extra flavor to the game. The big thing I like is the alternating activation phases. So you activate a model, then I activate a model, back and forth until that phase is completely done. The previous iterations of Kill Team, you pretty much would take your turn, wipe out part of somebody's force, and then they do the same thing to you, and it just wasn't all that great for it, if you ask me. But this new version looks pretty solid.
Nice. Yeah, I was listening to Forged Narrative podcast, and they're kind of going over the rules. But while at the shop, I didn't get a chance to really look through the book. I was really interested in what Ski was doing, but I listened to Forged Narrative, and they went over the rule set. It sounds really fun. I'm thinking it's a good way for me because I want to paint some Death Watch to just paint 5 Death Watch for fun.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, for people that are just thinking about dipping into the miniature wargaming market, Kill Team is another way, just like Shadespire is for fantasy. Kill Team's going to be ideal. Get yourself a core rule book, buy one squad, and you're done. You don't need to add on or expand. You can just have your one little strike force and call it a day.
Yeah.
It's probably one of those very easy things that GW has allowed you to basically kind of like a gateway game to get you into the larger universe.
Oh, do you think this is a big thing to get new players to join?
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you have a type of store that sells RPGs or card games, board games. This is a great way to bridge those customers, those players, over to the miniature side. Really help expand their game base, knowledge base, and everything, and get you fresh players, whether they're just narrative players or if they're going to actually be more of the competitive side, the tournament style.
Ski, not your actual chat. Don't mute your actual chat. I meant so where we have the video pulled up, just mute that video because we're getting feedback from your camera. Keep switching over, I think. But unmute yourself in this chat so we can hear you. There you go. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited for it. I think a lot of people are excited because, like you said, even experienced players, they're looking at Grey Knights now because they're excited about Grey Knights because no one's excited about Grey Knights.
They're awesome. I don't know what y'all are talking about. I kick ass when I play them at the tournament. For a round or two.
Yeah.
And it's I think it's actually another good way for those people that, especially the experienced players that have been knee deep inside Warhammer 40,000 and got several massive armies, whether painted or unpainted. It gives you a chance to look over and look at an army you would never really want to build. You just don't want this massive Tyranid army or Necron or whatever. But you want to get into it. This is a way to dive in, just a little bit. Actually, not even dive in. It's like a toe in. It's an opportunity for you to really kind of test the waters to see if you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think GW did a very good job finally to release a game for 40K that really is a gateway.
Yeah.
Plus, if you go to release day, did you guys see all the stuff for the release day?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for that.
Are you talking about the launch kit or the just the product?
No, well, not just product because the box itself is awesome with that terrain. That terrain is gorgeous.
Yes,
God,
make sure
whole
make
table.
sure you follow directions.
Say what?
Make sure you follow directions when you're building that terrain. You do not want to make a mistake.
Really?
Yeah. On putting stuff together the wrong way.
I'm assuming you did that.
It's possible. It's possible. No pick, no proof.
No, but the terrain though. So is the terrain pretty static?
No, okay. So I learned something about when I was putting together that terrain. A lot of those the connecting pieces for most of the terrain are these pillars, and the pillars, I think they have 8 sides on them.
Mm-hmm.
The way that the panels fit into those pillars, you could actually put them at any of the different corresponding slots. You don't have to follow the directions completely. You can actually have some very weird shaped buildings. You can put the walls at different angles. It just takes a little bit of work. The only thing that problem you'll run into is when you're putting the floors on the top of the buildings. But there's a lot of modular play involved in this building, all of them.
It's awesome. Yeah, I didn't build it, so I was afraid right when you said that. Like, I'm like, crap, they're just gonna be all the same. Like, because that's why I like GW buildings, because the uniqueness of being able to create towers and connected things. And these are even better kits, thicker, everything better about them. Like, you drop that terrain, it's gonna hurt someone's foot rather than shatter in pieces.
Yeah, and it's big pieces. It's not a lot of little tiny pieces. So I like the modular ability of the new terrain. The thing I did wrong was I just added another wall onto following directions. I guess 4. It says 4 wall pieces. I did 5. I can't count very well, but it still came out okay. I just wanted to try to build it exactly like it shows in the box.
Yeah,
but it's not going to hurt anything. But that's how we figured out that, oh, this is modular. You can move things around, stack it on top of each other.
see, there's no mistakes, just happy accident.
But I'll tell you, this terrain, this is probably some of the best terrain Games Workshop has put out.
Oh yeah.
And the big thing I love is that even though there's like a row of skulls on the along the sides of it, it's not skulls everywhere. You know, I love Games Workshop, and I understand the whole skull iconography, but I just get sick of seeing skulls
Like that.
everywhere. Yes, it's like, why do I need so many skulls? It's just,
It signifies death.
I get it. It's a
great.
very dark universe, but
Sigma.
to me, that's not scary. That's just annoying. It's just like, is there no other decorations in the 40K universe? They have to use skulls everywhere.
Oh,
Or big eagles.
It saves resources.
recycle.
I guess, man. I don't know. I'm not asking for like Hello Kitty banners everywhere, but you know, just
Starting to sound like it.
or My Little Bronies or something like that. I don't need skulls everywhere. It's like, oh, you got a flashlight. Well, the lens is a skull that has a skull inside of its eye, and its buttons are skulls too. And the little lanyard is actually a skull, and you put the rope through its jaw. Haha! Like, god dang, guys, lay out the skulls just once.
Don,
Sorry, that was my rant.
talking about skulls, what happened to your head, man?
Well,
Somebody hit you with a stick?
close.
I was joking.
Actually, asphalt hit me in the head.
What?
When I showed up to work last week, Tuesday?
Is that
Tuesday or
how they treat you there?
No, they treat me very
Kidding.
well. They treat me great. I love working there. No, I pulled up to work. For some reason, I decided to go into work really early. I wanted to just get some stuff typed up and everything. And there was I'm assuming he was a homeless dude, but he was beating on his dog out in the parking lot. I mean, I understand, disciplining a dog is one thing, spanking him on the nose or the butt or something. he was wailing on that dog. And that dog was down in the I don't know, fetal position, whatever it is for dogs, and he was just laying into him. So I called the cops. And as I approached him, I had my video phone or the camera going, videotape, and I was yelling at him, "Hey, I called the cops. Leave the dog alone. Walk away." And that pissed him off. And I mean, now in hindsight, I should have probably just kept filming instead of stopping him, maybe. Anyways, came up, pushed me. I pushed back. They started flying. At some point, we ended up hitting the pavement together, and my head bounced, skidded across the bottom, and I'm totally lying.
Oh,
That's not what happened.
dude, I was.
No.
Good.
I
Holy
was cleaning.
crap! You had me. I was all like hooked. I was
No,
hooked, thinking and lying and whatever, dude. I was just sitting there like, how?
Well, good. Yeah, at work, we were, as new customers would come in and ask, "Oh, John, what happened?" The employees would give me a key word, or they would just say, like goldfish, and I had to sit there and explain how a goldfish actually caused it, and keeping a straight face the whole time. And this went on for like 3 days.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it got a little tiring. But
Man, Jonathan was like totally like, really?
Dude, I was just sitting there. I was like, how's this gonna end? I was like, you were in the military. You should know how to fight, at least a little bit. And
Kill that guy.
I was like, you're a big dude. You probably knocked him out, and then he probably picked up something. Dude, my mind was just going crazy.
No, what actually happened is I was totally redoing the window dressings, putting up new signs and all that kind of stuff. And I just put the ladder underneath, right in front of the door, and I went to change the ones up right above the door. And I didn't check my headspace, and I started climbing really quick and bounced my head on the little elbow that keeps the door open and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. You hit it hard.
Oh, I hit it hard. I immediately dropped down, grabbed my head. I thought I had split had a big old gash and everything. My boss is coming over. He's like, let me see. I was like, oh God. He's like, did an abrasion. I mean, it was a lot worse that day. And I was like, blood. I was like, ah.
You should have took pictures. It looked like I got in a fight. That would look really badass.
Oh man.
Oh man, dude, you had me going. Dude, that's so creative. The whole, being a dog that got me. I was like, oh man. And then I got involved. I was like, dude, what a hero. You had me going.
We were just talking about dogs earlier too.
I know.
Man,
everybody has dogs except for me.
That was good. Oh
Good.
man. So, besides just the terrain, I think that, and what I meant before we got on that whole terrain conversation, and then your skull rant, is I'm talking about the stuff for next Saturday launch party with the kill team, markers that have the counters on the side, the button, all the swag that comes with the release.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet.
I know. I was just like, oh look, just counters.
Yeah, when I opened that launch pack, I was like, okay, what are we gonna have? Some stickers and some buttons and maybe some posters. Yay! But those the wound trackers or the victory point trackers, whatever that is, that was really cool.
Yeah.
That's a nice little launch gift for everybody that comes out for it. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tyler, it is the terrain is pretty sturdy. However, you will need to glue it, just like all Games Workshop terrain. There's no push fit and take apart. You might be able to figure out a way to do it yourself, but it'll require a lot of extra work, like pinning it.
Or magnets.
But yeah, it's
that sounds like a nightmare. I don't even want to tackle.
No, I wouldn't either. But I'll tell you that the terrain is nice, and like I said, it is modular. Um, I would follow directions on maybe the small pieces, but all the three bigger kits, there's a lot of compatibility there that you're going to be able to really expand. And I can guarantee Games Workshop is probably working on some pretty spectacular buildings with that terrain. That this terrain, I tell you, people are always kind of be hesitant. I don't want to buy terrain. I have no need. But I think this is going to be one of Games Workshop's best sellers.
Oh yeah. You see the other stuff that's coming out with like the giant statues and the like cathedral stuff. Like I was like, this is the best they've ever put out, ever.
I mean, I like the ghost ship that came out
that was
months
good,
ago.
but
That was very good.
It's very singular. You can't use it for everything.
But these could be used for everything.
Yeah.
Kill Team, 40K, and Necromunda. I mean, this terrain is ideal.
It's so cathedraly. You can even use it for Age of Sigmar.
Possibly you'd have to hide a lot of the electronics or that appear on the inside. But yeah, you could probably pull it off.
Best terrain ever, hands down. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
Well, let me click on TJ. I had an opportunity to get that, but someone bought it out from under me.
This is the best piece of terrain ever created by GW.
I was wondering why you had that big smile on your face when I looked down at the camera. And I was like, what has he got going on there?
You don't want to know.
Oh, yes, you do. Yeah, but no. Yeah, this terrain, I really do like it. I like the fact the levels are at least maybe a couple inches across. You could maybe get something up there to attack something else, which is nice.
Yeah.
Now, like, look, I have a model up here. You can't get up here.
Yeah. All the sizes were always the same unless you went 2 panels out, which is kind of rare. Everyone did the 1 panel deal that connected. You know what I mean? The 1 square.
Yeah, because you really couldn't do 2 panels. It wouldn't stick right.
Yeah.
You just had to build something else underneath it for it to stick.
Yep.
Yeah,
floating.
Well,
Floating in the air.
what's that?
Said it's floating in the air. So no, but I do like this terrain. I think my favorite piece is definitely the one with the 2 guys in the front. What were their names again? The what was that? The 2nd and the 11th Primarch, or which one was it? John?
The 2nd and 11th Primarch?
Was that the one?
What are we talking about? Sorry.
The one
Remember the people brain with the 2 missing.
You got the lie already. The one
Yeah.
you made up and you had me going.
One with the skull face is the female Primarch.
Yep.
For the 2nd Legion, not the 11th.
Yeah, 2nd Legion. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The other ones, what was it? Henry?
Henry or Todd? I'm pretty sure Todd.
It was Todd.
Yeah. Well, Todd. I say Todd for short. It's like Todd Rodicus or something like that. I don't know. They like to put Latin on everything.
Yep.
Then they're weird Latin, not even anything legit.
I mean, they even have the chapter symbols. One's got the skull with the reef around it, and then the other one's got the time. Because they're like the 2nd Legion was like the Warriors of Time or something like that.
The Chrono. Oh gosh darn it,
Chrono Magnuses.
No, and I wanted to say Chrononauts, but I don't. That's not it either.
And only if you could find more information about those guys.
Yeah, I'll maybe next time when we do a video, I'll have that posted up.
Yeah.
You guys are good.
You know what, John? Maybe me and you should just film a talk about the 12th. I mean, the 2nd and the 11th Legion, and just post it on YouTube, and just like play the entire time how real it is.
Yeah, I think so. I think we need to really work on that. I think it'd be a good segment. I had a friend that we had a tournament one time, and he showed up with his codex, and it was a printed codex, and it was the Hooting Owls, and they were led by Chapter Master or Commander Hootson, and they were making fun of another player, unfortunately, but it was their Legion, because this guy came up with this whole backstory on his Legion, and it was just, man, I've never seen somebody pour so much heart into it, but it was just ridiculous. Their whole concept was owls and Terminators with shotguns.
So they were who owls? They were who?
Oh yeah, their battle cry was some hoot sound. It was, God bless that kid. I mean, I got to give him credit.
Amazing for like him to be like, and they're going to charge in. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh my God, so good.
Anyways, back to the kill team. I like how they separate. If you guys seen before with kill team, they have specialist skills, so you can have a number of people that are specialists in like demolitions or sniper or what like that. Now there are, I think it's 4 different levels of four different levels of specialization for each of the different categories. What I like though is that for match play, they keep it nice and even. You cannot take anything beyond the first level of skills. Everything else, the other 3 levels, are strictly for narrative. That puts a lot of balance into the game, which I dig.
Oh, nice.
And so run me through because Ben's the one who got to actually play and sit down. He was trying to run me through break checks, or equivalent to what break checks were.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Let's see here.
There's a rat fighting a dingo, TJ.
All right. So, from what I read, and of course this is just an abridged version, but if your kill team is, if everybody has a flesh wound, they're shaken, or they're out of action, it's considered broken. If otherwise, if half of your models in your kill team have flesh wounds, or shaken, or taken out of action, you roll 2d6. You're checking against the highest leadership. Once a kill team is broken, it stays broken for the rest of the game. These are negatives. They apply negative modifiers to pretty much everything. But flesh wound, and this is where like flesh wounds are kind of a cool thing. So when your guys get normally in a game, you go to 0 wounds, hey, you're dead. But in kill team, if you go to 0 wounds, there's an opportunity. Your guy's going to get back up. He's going to have a flesh wound. He's going to keep going. But every flesh wound imposes a -1 penalty, and it keeps stacking and stacking. It'll get to a point where you're going to need either 1s or 6s to be successful.
And 6s are always successful, right? Because I heard a lot of negatives happen at half range of your weapons.
Yes, if at the half range mark for all your weapons, you're at minus. If you're over the half range mark, you're at -1 to hit. There's some stink over there. Are you okay, TJ?
No, I'm just getting it. Half range. It's my thinking face.
That's his thinking face.
Okay. There is other ways to resolve. Oh, something else I liked is if you're on one side of a building and you got a model on the other side and you're attacking, there's intervening terrain. I think right now in games with 40K, you have to be within 1 inch or base to base. This is, as long as you guys are right on the other side of the wall and you guys can see each other, it imposes a -1 penalty to hit. So they added a lot of more combat rules.
That's awesome.
I think the combat rules are pretty cool. I mean, considering you put terrain and other things in there, I think that's a very good benefit to to the game, makes it more realistic since it's such a small skirmish-based game.
Yeah, because that table is what? It's not even 2x2.
22 by 34, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
I wish it was longer. Or,
22 by 30. Yeah.
22
like,
by 30. Yeah.
not longer, but like I wish it was even so you could make like a whole board out of them. You know what I mean? Like get a 2x2, you get a table, piece 6 of them out.
Well, they did say that the smallest you can go is 2x2, but I think sticking to that small tabletop, that 22 by 30 or 2x2, it helps keep with the design of the game that they want. They want these to be fast, in-your-face action. They don't want you guys to spend like 2 whole turns moving across the battlefield to get into combat. They want everything like that.
Quick and fast, Jonathan.
Yes. Furious.
Fast and furious.
And quick.
Fast and furious.
In and out. Boom. Done.
In and out. Just in and out, quick, in and out, bam, you're done.
Fast and Furious.
Innuendos.
Faster than. Oh.
Anyways, until your models are like actually taken out of action, the game keeps going. Those morale tests, go back to what you're asking, those morale tests, if you fail your nerve test and you're broken and all that stuff, once you fail a nerve test, you're unable to do anything that round with that miniature. They're still up and moving, but they are unable to act. So, yeah, this game's going to be, I don't know. I don't know about the competitive side of it yet.
So Ben's played a few games and he ran my Death Guard. And he said he beat Tau. And I would expect Tau to win because they're strength 5 and lots of shots. But opposed to that T5 old kill team, that T5 was phenomenal.
Yeah,
And
but Tau are
pretty strong here.
close. Yeah. But I mean, those Poxwalkers and Death Guard are going to get close on a 22 by 30 table. So the Tau aren't going to have like 3 rounds to shoot them.
Well, when I was listening to Ben and them play, there was a lot of cursing because they're like, "Oh, I need 5s and 6s to hit as Tau," and there was a lot of angriness coming from the Tau player.
Ronnie?
No, I think it was Thaddeus.
Oh. All right. I was a little surprised that was Ronnie. I don't think I've ever heard Ronnie curse.
I haven't heard him curse, but I have seen Ronnie get relatively aggravated.
Oh, I've seen him get aggravated. No.
Well, I imagine that. I can see why they probably won, because but them being disgustingly resilient, higher toughness, the good armor save. Yeah, I could see where they'd be pretty tough to beat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is resilience key or is firepower key in this?
I don't know. Luck.
That is. Are you able to take Terminators? Are they in the book?
No Terminators.
So that's not like an old kill team.
No. Well,
Nothing with a 2-up save, right?
No. I didn't see anything 2-up saves, though. I think the best invol save I saw was a 5+. There might be a better one in there.
Yeah, it's probably like you haven't discovered it yet. Probably just all Eldar have a 5-up invulnerable save with a 2-up with a 3-up.
Well, here we go. What is anybody happen to know, as I'm looking through the book, what the Shimmer Shield does? Actually,
Shimmer Shield?
Yeah.
I guess it's probably a 5-up.
Oh, it's a 5-up invol. Yes, it looks like the best.
Nope. All this stuff just said murder clowns get 4++.
Murder clowns? What are murder clowns?
That's a new race.
You know what murder clowns are.
Murder clown?
Don't play
Oh, yeah, there you go. 4-ups. Yeah.
So John, since I don't have the book, how do Death Watch look?
How do they look?
It looked
wise. I mean,
like-
did they look like just normal Space Marines with cooler weaponry?
I thought they looked like regular Space Marines with black armor and a silver shoulder pad. I mean, that's what I thought how they looked.
That is very accurate.
It's like a gray knight shoulder pad, even.
Well, if you need some shoulder pad, guys, I've got some extras. But I'll tell you, if you're asking about them as an actual kill team,
Yeah.
they're gonna be good because they have some of the best range of weapons. You're just not gonna have a lot of these guys.
How do shotguns look?
Shotguns
Because I like shotguns.
on your Terminators, or
You don't get Terminators.
I know. Actually, the shotguns look good. They have shotguns with 3 different types of ammunition. All of them are Assault 2, or one is Assault D6.
Ooh.
Reroll failed wounds. If you're within half range on one weapon, its damage goes to 2 points per damage. Or the Worm's Breath Shell, which is basically like a flamer weapon, automatically hits.
Ooh.
They're all pretty good. 16-inch range, multiple shots. I don't know how much I'm allowed to.
I'm liking this. I need to find my death.
Well, and plus, if you just take into account the bolt guns with their specialist ammunition, that already puts you ahead of the game.
I like the sound of this.
It's exactly what I was saying. Some people who don't want to actually play a full army like that. There you go. Play a full army like that. You know.
Yeah.
I didn't mean for the camera to be on me when I did that. Hair on my face was terrible. They can go and play it in kill teams and still get a little flavor of it.
Is he fixing his hair again?
Dude, it keeps going. Dude, look what happens.
Bieber.
Look.
It's like always combing his hair. John, you missed it because you got on late. He was combing his eyebrows. His eyebrows.
True story.
Have you seen my eyebrows?
Just shave them off, dude. Get them cut.
Who shaves their eyebrows? The people that are not normal.
You're the one who goes to the expensive barber shop. They don't ask you if they want you to trim your eyebrows.
Dude, they charge the same amount as sports clips.
In the kill teams, out of the Space Wolves, do they split up all the Marine chapters, or are they just Space?
No, but I imagine it's going to be in the future because they on the website when they were talking about the Thousand Suns, they were doing the little spotlight on Thousand Suns. They're like, right now only Thousand Suns and Grey Knights are the only ones really with psychics, and it said for now. So my guess is that once we get past this initial release and all the different factions get their initial special box release with terrain and a unit and all that stuff, they will expand on it later. I would imagine probably around Christmas time.
How cool it would be if they've actually released demons as part of the kill teams.
I'm surprised demons weren't in it. So that would be my guess, is that they are going to be a future release.
I mean, they're kind of cool. You see a bunch of bloodthirsters running around the table. That's a realistic thing in the fluff.
And of course, we don't have Sisters of Battle or the Inquisition. And no, I've actually had people ask me. I think we talked about it last time. You won't see the Adeptus Custodes because your kill teams are based on 100 points, and you have to have a minimum of 3 models, max of 20, and 3 custodians, I think, are 120 points.
TJ, you okay?
You want to read what Tyler posted?
All right. Is Jonathan going to start posting makeup tutorials on the channel? Well, you know.
Oh
You have
God!
to get that
That's why I'm laughing.
dark eyeliner just right. When pretty good. That's or how to do hair like his. Nice.
So John, can Death Watch? Can they have the flamer heavy bolter weapon? The frag cannon?
The Infernus, the frag cannon.
Yeah, both of them. Either one of them.
So here's what you've got access to: all the zombies. You do have the frag cannon,
Nice.
shotgun. You have the Infernus heavy bolter, and what I like is you're gonna have your Stalker pattern bolt gun.
Ah, sniper bolt gun.
Yep, heavy 30-inch range, plus your special ammunition. That's gonna be nice.
That's what she said.
That is what she said.
Nice.
Oh, oh, chat's funny. I like it.
Okay, you're gonna TJ. You're gonna have access to the regular veterans, a new type of veteran that they call the Deathwatch Veteran Gunner. You'll see this in a lot of the different units. You're allowed to have like 4 of them. You have a Black Shield and the Watch Sergeant, but you can only have 1 of each of those.
Oh, nice. On the Black Shield, it can't take a Storm Shield, though, right?
Actually, any model in this in your Deathwatch team can take a Storm Shield.
Oh, God. That's a lot of walking 3+ armor saves.
Yeah, you can replace bolt gun with combis, all those other power swords, blah 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 blah, or Storm Shield.
Oh, boy. Finally, those models I traded Jason for a couple years last year when Deathwatch came out are going to be useful.
But just keep in mind though, when you give up those Storm Shields, you go for the Storm Shield, you are giving up your only shooting weapon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, hold it. It's hard to shoot, though, right? You got to roll really high to shoot.
I think shooting is normal.
Are they 3+ or 4+ to hit?
Oh, normally you're a 3+ as a Marine.
So then a 4+ hit. Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna have to go just all weaponry because I can't roll 4s or above.
Oh. Okay. Well, you don't have to worry about the 4s. So here's like some hit modifiers. Since this book is already out at stores and you can see the reviews. If the model is at long range, so it's past your medium or half range, -1. If the model's obscured, another -1. Every flesh wound that your attacking model is taking, it's a -1. And then if your kill team is broken, it's another -1. So you could have a lot of negatives going on here when you're playing.
Gotcha.
So be leery of protect your leader.
Is there a lot of reroll shenanigans in this?
I have not seen a lot of rerolls. I've seen a lot of add 1 type of command point or stratagems. I haven't looked at all the stratagem cards. I've just been looking at the individual factions ones. I'm not seeing a lot of rerolls. They do occasionally pop up, but I'm seeing more of. Are you talking like they have like an aura or a bubble type thing? Is that what you mean?
It's funny you muted his mic. That's why you can't hear him.
I said, yep.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just digging through a bunch of plastic, and I see my microphone keeps picking it up.
Don't worry. I have not encountered any bubbles yet, or auras or whatnot. I couldn't tell you.
John, did you answer? Gavin asked a question about kill teams. It's something maybe I'll do next year at the GT.
Yeah, to be honest, I am thinking about that. Even though I said I was going to take like a couple months off from thinking about Warzone, it's always in the back of my mind.
It's always on your mind.
Next year, instead of having like 4 small games with with like about 20 to 30 people, slots for that many people, I think it's not set in stone yet, so don't quote me. We're going to drop it down to maybe like 16 players per game, smaller games on both days. That way people can do kill teams, Blood Bowl, Guild Ball, Horus Heresy, all the works.
AOS?
AOS. Well, AOS, if we do AOS, Depending on its popularity, by probably about February, March, we will consider it then, and that will probably be a bigger event. We'll still gauge it. Probably no more than 20 people, because I don't. Age of Sigmar's had a lot of setbacks in the previous edition, but the new edition, it's really strong, and I think we will start seeing a huge uptick in tournaments and such.
Yep. I think since we're all going to LVO in February, I think that'll be a good point on how competitive it's going to be.
Yeah.
Because if LVO's got like 100 people playing, then you could easily get a lot of people playing it down here. So
I am excited.
I like to keep it small. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to set aside space for 30 tables and 6 guys show up.
Yeah.
So that's not very effective. So if we do it this year, it'll be.
Well, now that you got FMP and your FMP and one of our FMP members who happens to be in this very chat can maybe help lead the charge to promote AOS to get more people.
Awesome.
Yeah, guys, I am so in on it.
TJ's our AOS guy.
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Hey.
It's ski. maybe we might be able to give you guys a hand in pushing it for the Houston area, because
I would definitely like that.
If anyone had a quarter of his excitement about AOS, they'd be there in a heartbeat.
Well, I watch a lot and read a lot of all kinds of areas in Houston as well as other places with AOS, and it's becoming very popular because, okay, last edition wasn't bad. Like I mean, it just wasn't. But I think with 8th edition coming out and following kind of what the Age of Sigmar has already been doing, and then with people playing that and go, oh my God, this is great. Now they're not scared to play Age of Sigmar, even though Age of Sigmar was designed that way first. And so now you have the new edition coming out. People are going, oh my God, I know how to do the system, so I can play both games.
Yep.
And they brought bases back to Age of Sigmar.
Well, you're right. And there for a time before they went to Age of Sigmar, and my only issue with Age of Sigmar has always been that initial release when it first came out. That was my only beef. I thought it was handled wrong, but they fixed everything. I'm very happy. Enough to where I'm getting back in. But there was a time when 40K, it was still popular with tournaments, but it was Warhammer Fantasy. That was the one where you always had the big events. That's one where people were clamoring for, and you had the big 100 people tournaments, and 40K was just kind of like redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, that's super true. I remember that when I first started in 5th edition. I remember at our game store, basically, I was like, oh, I don't know which one to play. I see a lot of people play 40K, and then they basically said, I was told that 40K is a little bit more casual, and the Warhammer Fantasy was for the hardcore players, and it was usually older players that had it, and they were pretty serious every time they were playing. And because they always had the movement trays, the old school on the green felt and everything, before we had any kind of fat mats. And gaming back then, like caveman era, before fat mats existed. You go
that's when you actually wanted to make a table. You actually got styrofoam out and you actually made a table.
Well, we still make
you were just like, hey, let's roll out the graphs.
The dark ages.
Make me feel so old.
But yeah, I remember that, and I was like, ooh, that looks a little too serious for me. So I actually went towards 40K because of that reason.
Yeah.
And that's when Jonathan turned into a whack player, win at all costs kind of guy when I first played him.
You know what? You get emo hair, Jonathan. That's what you because you don't get me, TJ.
It's better. You are pretty emo.
When I took over the Games Workshop store there in Tomball, when I first moved here in 2011, it was major fantasy crowd, and which really blew my mind because when I was stationed in North Carolina, it was nothing but 40K players with a little bit of
Sorry, it's chat.
oh, sorry. There's a little bit of fantasy players, but there's really 40K that was the big thing, and it slowly started turning around there in 5th edition.
Yeah, Sydney brings up some good points about AOS. I think a lot of it was, I think the way that fantasy ended, at the end of times, and then it just was like, here you go, dead.
Dude, I didn't even play, and I was actually thinking about starting because I was like, End of Time sounds pretty cool. Here's all this stuff, all these books, and they released like all these expensive books, and I think Nagash came out right at the end.
Yeah.
And like I was like, dude, this is looking promising, and they're like, just kidding, that whole game's gone. I was like, I'd be pissed.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Sydney. All the heroes were dead. They were just killing off everybody, man. It was like George R.R. Martin was like, "Oh, there's a world full of heroes and favorite characters." Give me a moment.
Oh, that one guy you painted really well. That was the center point of your army. Oh, look, Ski. Let me click on your Ski so everybody can see you. Since you got thing. Yeah, that. I almost bought some of that.
Oh man.
I'm glad I didn't. Sorry.
It's a good read, though.
Yeah, it was I agree, Sydney. The no point levels when it came out, that's what freaked me out first. And then they had the guys that they had all this weird special rules. Like if you had a Skaven, the Screaming Bell, if you rolled a 13, you automatically won the game. If you had the Mad Count, the Marienburg, I can't remember his name. But if you sat there and talked to your imaginary horse, you got re-rolls. I mean, it was pretty ridiculous right there at the beginning. Wasn't my favorite launch.
Well, you had to do things before, right? During fantasy, where you had to like yell and stuff. Like, right? There was like things you had to do or anything. No.
No.
The Moon Clan.
What's that?
Moon Clan orcs, I believe you had to wear a sweatshirt while you're playing with a hoodie.
There you go.
Yeah, if you played
Is that John's army?
If you played that one ogre character, Grease's Gold Tooth, I think, you could bribe your opponent. And if he accepted the bribe, then you automatically won the game.
Oh, wow.
Has someone won a tournament like that?
I don't know if they won a tournament. I don't think there was really any big tournaments going on right there at the beginning of Age of Sigmar. I think that was still when I'm very positive it's when Tom Kirby was still a part of Games Workshop, and he was really pushing that mantra of we're a model company, not a game company. And obviously things have changed.
Those were dark times.
What's that?
Those were dark times.
Very dark times.
You don't talk about those times.
No, but long story short, Age of Sigmar is very healthy. Nice rise in profits, and it's taken off at least in our area. I don't know about everybody else's. I don't know what's going on there in South Carolina, Virginia, West Coast, East Coast, but it's turning around. So I suspect that we will probably entertain having it at Warzone Houston next year. And we've just got, I just talked to somebody today about a possible better deal with a location, larger area, a little bit easier access, better food places around, and cheaper for us.
Oh, great.
Cool.
Yeah, so I should hope I'm going to start working on that deal here in a couple weeks, and then get Alan's input, and then him and I will go and probably secure the place now.
I do know for the next the AOS tournament coming up at Atomic Hobby, we looked at the rules that was it Spiky Bits, was it named Rob? He's the one that won the AT the last tournament that they were doing a couple weeks ago. And the one that he caught himself cheating himself and turned himself in, and he did a very amazing thing, and I totally respect him, and I think that is a very necessity in tournaments now. Is there needs to be consequences for people's actions when they do cheat. But off topic is that rule set he used for the Age of Sigmar. Me and another individual grabbed the PDF and would look through it all. And so I actually contacted them and asked if we can modify some of it for our first tournament at Atomic Hobby, and they came back and said yes.
Oh,
and
cool.
So looking at that, I really enjoy the way he set it up. So you have your primary objectives, and then the secondary objectives is on the sheet, and you pick one like hidden. You don't tell your opponent. There's 8 of them, and you pick one of them. And so if you complete it, then you get those points. But you can't pick the same one twice in any of your games. And so it changes that dynamics too of the game and the way you scored, and you got sportsmanship, and you got there's a bunch to it, and I really enjoy the aspect as an overall hobby. And so they kind of, yes, I did big tournaments in 40K, and the whole about let's hurry up and beat your opponent's face in and have a nice day, But I like the fact that it's they objectively, like, you're trying to do objectives and win, and not in. That's always a turn on for me. Like that makes the game fun. Where that last turn, you're like, oh man, I got that charge off, and I tied you up, and now you don't get those points. Like those are amazing games.
So a little off topic, like we always do. Recap me so what happened? Some dude, because I knew about that whole drama about that one dude that cheated, and then blah 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 blah. This is different, right?
Yeah. So Rob from Spiky Bits, he's the one that does most of their videos and stuff.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Okay, so he played the AOS tournament a couple weeks back, and he played, I believe it was Destruction with it was Beast Claw Raiders, and he used a Forge Roll Troll Hag was his ally. Well, using the app and not checking his sources, he thought the point was 10 or 20 points less than what it was. And so he ended up winning the tournament and getting all those prizes and all this stuff like this. But then he finds out, he went back and recalculated, and he was over. And so he contacted the tournament organizers and is sending his trophy to the next person that won. And he's actually banning himself from playing in competitive AOS tournament for the year to set a precedence going, this is what, I feel I was wrong, and I did this, and I'm taking accountability. And I read the whole article, and I just thought it was amazing. Like, he caught it, and it wasn't the app; it was the app's fault. The app was wrong, and that's why I've been telling everybody, for at least the AOS, is you need your books, no matter if you use the app or not. You need to have your books with the correct point cost, and you need to be able to print out a roster legibly, so we can look at it too. And so when he caught it, he caught it. No one else caught it. So
that's good. Yeah, they. That's why I tell people they submit their battle scribe armies or their typed. What's the other one? Army builder.
Army builder.
And those guys, I have to give credit to those guys. Those are free apps. Those guys work their butt off to keep that stuff updated.
Army builder's not free.
Okay, well, then battle scribe. Regardless, they update that, and it's all. They're all volunteering to do it, from what I understand. And there's a good chance of mistakes. They do a pretty good job at fixing it and correcting it. But that's why I tell people, just grab your book, build your list with your book first, or double check it afterwards. But that's why you have a codex. If you don't want to buy a codex because you have access to Battlescribe, you're wrong.
Exactly. Well, and then for like the AOS, I'm telling people, like, I want to print out either from, for instance, the Games Workshop builder, or there's another one like Battalion something. I forget what I put on the sheet off the top of my head. But print it out so for you to look at it, and then send it to us as a courtesy a week prior, so I can look at it and make sure everybody's in order. And then you're good. Then you're good. Like if you don't catch it, and I don't catch it, then it's if something is wrong, then it's we all missed it. Not behind the doors. Like, oh, I can't read everybody's handwriting. I can't. A lot of the programs don't put the things in the right order either, and so you got to takes time to look at that stuff.
I'm almost to the point where I'm running events. I want to say, hey, if you don't have your rule book with you, and we have to, or your codex with you, and we've got to sit and make a judgment, but you don't have access to your actual codex, we're going to have to rule against you. I don't want to spend time talking to all the different players going, hey, who's got this codex or this codex? I don't want to have to go hunt that down.
Does anyone have a Death Watch codex?
just because you are too lazy to buy one.
Yep.
Or
Well,
if you forgot to bring yours.
what's your take on I had an opponent at past GT, and he had a PDF printed out.
Okay.
Or I don't know if it's PDF as a printout. It didn't bother me none. I didn't really care. It had rules. It was the same thing. It doesn't hurt my feelings. But what is everyone's opinion on if someone printed out? Because you can buy the PDF and you can print it, so it could be legit.
I'm a big firm believer. If you're going to play the hobby, you need to support the hobby. And with that being said, is on my iPad, I have the New General's Handbook. I have both my books for my AOS. I have the Skirmish book. I have all kinds of books on my iPad for when I game. But I also own, except for 2 of them, which I need to do, is I own the physical copies as well. Mm-hmm. So I bring the physical copies with me for someone to see, and I use my iPad with its legit PDF, design. Mm-hmm. But for someone to print out a PDF, and I don't know, I don't think it's, I don't know, that's what I'm just like, I support the hobby and I support the product, and I want to at least see, do you have the actual copy? Because I can copy your book, Jonathan. I was like, oh, I want to play freaking Spooky Ghost. Give me your book. Can you go to the thing and copy your book for me?
Get it printed out, scan it, print it, yeah.
I don't support that. Friendly games, it's one thing, but for tournaments, you're supporting the hobby. You're supporting the spirit of the hobby, even. Giving the respect to my opponent. That's there's more to it than just money to me. So that's just my take.
No, I fully agree. So like with me, I had friends that gave me the PDFs of pretty much every codex. Now, if I play that army, I own that codex physically. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because if I'm bringing it to the table, I better own that codex. But like if I'm just interested about learning, let's say Death Watch, but I'm never going to play Death Watch, and even if I did play it, I'll buy the codex. But I just want to read some stats or something. The same as like borrowing your friend's book, essentially, without abusing it.
All I know is if you play the game and you play in the army in the tournament,
oh yeah,
I'm sure I have your codex.
Like I said,
I don't like. I'm on the firm belief that if someone asks, like, if I'm playing you and I'm like, hey man, and they're like, oh well, this unit does blah blah blah, and I'm like, can you show it to me? I don't want to read like a battle scribe printout, or something else. I want to see the GW rule in the codex. If you have digital, that's fine, or if you have it printed off PDFs because you have the PDF version and you just printed it off, that's fine with me too. But I want to see official writing. I don't want to see like the battle scribe rules, because I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't know if that's really the actual rule, because it prints out to like when you save it off or print it out, you could edit the document, So it's not like it's printing off like its own piece of whatever, Because I've gotten a lot of since I've been running the Escalation League, a lot of people send me battle scribe stuff, and it comes in a normal document format. So I just think you just need to have if you're gonna play the hobby, I know not everyone can afford everything they want to buy, but at the same time, it's just it's like you need to actually have the rule set if you're gonna play it. You need to have that book. Be like, here you go, that's it.
So that brings up a good point. So I think when someone is getting into it and learning the ins and outs of armory, printouts are okay. When they make that call of which army they play, buy the thing. What would you guys say about someone running a few models from the codex? Like, let's say, an Asher Militarum army with Dark Angels Air Wing detachment, would they need the codex for both?
For me, I would say because on the Dark Angel stuff, you could possibly use stratagems and other things. So you need the official GW. I mean, you need the printouts or whatever for that. Because if someone asks, "Hey, what does the stratagem do?" You can't be like, "Well, I know it does this." And I mean, friendly pickup games a little bit different, but like in a tournament scene, you need to have that because if John's playing his Dark Angels and I'm like, "Hey," but he's like, "Well, the Rift Bomb does this," and I'm like, "Really?" Or like I'm not like I'm questioning. I'm just like, "Hey, can I read that?" Because I play Dark Angels too, and I want to read it. And he's like, "Well, I don't have the codex on me." I'm just like, "Well, how do you know it's strength 10 AP1 or something?"
Yeah, that's a good point because like when we were at LVO, I had my codex marked for the Noise Marines because the rule of when they die and they get to shoot and it, in the whichever phase, I had it marked in there because it's so ridiculous. And I'm like, now on the receiving end, if that was like that doesn't sound right. It's your codex, and then they hand me a piece of paper. I'm like, what is this? So,
well, and the best thing too about having your book, and I'm bad at this because it's just I have bad memory now from my past. But sometimes you or myself or somebody might see and read their rules different than what they're supposed to be intended too. So you bring in that book and go on. Somebody goes, "Well, I'm kind of familiar with it. Let me see your book because I think you're actually doing it wrong." And, as a friendly gesture, you guys can actually look at the rule, look it up together, and go, "Oh my God, you were totally right," or "Yeah, you're kind of not you're wrong." Either way, it just that's that other part of it too. I think.
yeah, I think especially if you go to a competitive now, friendly. When I first started, I actually had some scanned copies that my friend gave me to play. It was like 250 points. You know what I mean? I bought my first box of Chaos Space Marines. Whatever that point cost, that's what I played against just to learn. I played against his Grey Knights, and so it just had some. He had some printed me off some copies, and that was when I first got in the hobby. And it wasn't any kind of event or anything serious, So and then of course right away after I got it, found love, and now I own over 40,000 points of Chaos. Mostly Death Guard. So it's just one of those things. Yeah, it's always about supporting the hobby. I don't want to sound elitist or like, oh, you have this, but it's an expensive hobby. You are spending a lot of money. It doesn't hurt to actually have the physical book. So, like even having a rule book, like you said at the tournament, you don't have your rule book. Having both people look up a rule goes much quicker. And then you're both reading the rule at the same time, and you're like, oh, I get it this way. Or the other person, like you said, you look it up together, and you can come to a better understanding.
Right.
Oh, Sydney goes, was that a crow and executioner? Yes, actually. I was carefully, let me see if I can get it focusing for you. I was carefully putting this stupid focus. Just focus.
Come back a little.
Come back? Let me click me because I'll talk about them. And there, you got the gist of it. It's a crow that's yelling. But yes, that's funny because I was sitting there like, please stick.
Nice.
I don't know. I think it can be a kind of touchy subject, I think, with all that, but at the same time, you got to have the rules.
I understand. I do understand. That this is an expensive hobby, but if you're going to go to a tournament, especially a GT, a major, some big event, whether it's 30 people or 612 people. I use this term loosely, but it's essentially a professional level event, and you're going there. You need to have all the requirements. If it says you need to bring your rule book and 3 copies of your
Army
sheet,
list?
what's that? Yeah, Army list. I mean, to say like a Magic the Gathering event, and you go there without being prepared with just, oh, I just brought my deck. Can I borrow a dice for a wound counter? Oh, does somebody have some extra little counters for my zombie tokens? They're going to boot you. You're not gonna go far there. And I have a feeling that 40K is going to go that way, especially with Now, a lot of the attention that's been creeping up um, on the whole 40K scene, especially after this last Las Vegas Open, and how some of the people are wanting to move this more towards a professional event, such as like League of Legends and those other MOBA style competition games. You might start seeing big changes at GTs and majors. Even if you're local and you happen to know the TOs, you don't just go in there assuming that it's going to be okay. You need to go in there prepared and essentially treat it like a professional sport.
Yeah.
Plus, you just said knowing the TOs, it makes it more where you better, dot your I's and cross your T's, because then you're going to embarrass the TOs and they're going to have to make a call against you because you're being a jackass.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, like, who goes to play golf and forgets their putter?
Yeah.
I mean, who goes to base? Who's going to go play a game of baseball and you're going to be like, I forgot my glove, and I borrowed someone else's glove? I mean, or I'm going to go play basketball and I forgot my basketball, or I'm not wearing basketball shoes. There's certain gear you have to bring.
Oh, man down.
Jonathan fell.
Man down.
Everything's okay. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, went everywhere.
And keep in mind, what I'm talking about is just mainly the competitive side, the tournament side of this. I understand casual play is a little different, but you still should be respectful to your opponents and bring your stuff. I mean, how hard is it to buy the book? If you're already spending this much money on an army, buy the book.
There's the first thing.
Yeah, that should be the very first thing that you do, is buy that book, and then start building your models from there, or buy it all together. But get that codex or battle tome first. It just blows my mind when people are like, "Oh, I can just get it on Battlescribe." Yeah, you can, but you're missing out.
You'd be surprised how many people won't play. I see it, I hear it. I haven't really seen it. I guess I've heard a lot of people will start denying you to play a game if you're just going to use Battlescribe, or you're going to use free third-party rules. Some people are like, no, I'm good. It's just more of a headache than an actual game. If TJ came in and wanted to play AOS and he wants to test his corn, hey, I got this unit and this unit. Cool. I'll bring it up on my app. We'll show you the rules. We'll play a quick game. After that, you best come in with your book and come in ready to play for your next game, because the one time I give everybody one time, but after that, it's more of a headache than it is a blessing.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say anything. I'm pretty sure some people have already said some stuff recently, but ITC, or Frontline Gaming, there's something coming down the pipeline concerning player behavior and the rule books, your codexes and stuff.
I expect it, but we're not allowed to share it.
That's right. So there's going to be some big changes. I would say even at your local weekend event, whether it's an ITC tournament or not, you're probably going to see people adopting these rules and codes of conduct, because they're actually, to be quite frank, they're really good. And it's really going to help us as a TO and event organizers to deal with those players. You know who I'm talking about, the 10%. And it's also going to help ensure that you guys are getting a good quality event. You don't have to go there and deal with those crappy players.
You want to know something?
Sure, I do.
I don't think anything has actually changed. I think all that has happened is now that Games Workshop is more involved and they stream their stuff live. FMP, we stream live now. Who else? There's a few other people that stream live.
Frontline.
Yeah, Frontline Gaming and Bell Lost Souls. There it is. And they do the top tables. And what I'm thinking is everybody has acted, not always cordially to other players, but who always saw it? maybe the 10 people around the table, and then 10 people talk about how that guy was a jerk, or how they might have done like a bad move or something. But now we have it broadcasting live, and everybody is watching it. It is broadcasted, and people are now becoming bigger in the light, especially the bigger players who keep winning. They're becoming more highlighted, so people are paying more attention to them just to see, when they'll mess up, and because some people do that, and I think it's always been like that. I think now though it's now being recorded and seen by everybody.
Yeah.
Because I've had really bad players. You know what I mean? Like just really big jerks.
I
no
don't
reason.
count.
Say what?
I don't count.
But like just like real big jerks for no reason. Like we're just here having fun. I'm having a beer and you're gonna be a jerk. Come on.
Yeah. Oh my
And
god!
I understand we're in an event, but still.
Okay.
Like
you're a Chaos player, Jonathan, and TJ is a Chaos player. John, do you play any Chaos?
No.
Okay.
Wishes.
Okay, so he'll feel my side of this. So when I went to DEFCON, I have to brag about this because it was what you're saying is we're playing in the team tournament, and we're playing a guy that's running Chaos. He's running Zeech and he's running Slanesh, and his buddy is playing Demons with him because it's kind of a theme, but he plays Marines. This guy memorized every single freaking boon, number correlation of every boon and every spell for everybody in that book. And so we're playing and we're getting our butts handed. Like, there is no tomorrow. And I'm like, I don't know much about Chaos. This guy's all right, this. And I'm like, dude, there's no way I can even look this up. It's going to slow the game down. It was that bad. We got to a point where his teammate told him, dude, you need to stop. Turn it off because we have like 4 models on the table. And literally he just was just pounding like, I don't even get it. It's like that wasn't even the spirit of the game anymore. He was like a robot, just like no emotion. Like, I don't care. I'm going to beat you down to there's one last man left. And I'm going to like his team members like, dude, knock it off. Relax. Sit down. Be quiet. Like it was just horrible.
Yeah.
That's bad, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's rough.
But, it's one of those things, I mean, we saw the stuff and read the official statements. I read all the official statements from ATC, and you read some of that and you're just kind of like, like it's just like the stigmata that's chasing people, even though they may be good players or they made one mistake, but sometimes it's just chasing them. And then like the poor guys at ATC, I feel bad for those tournament organizers, man. Because that was the compilation of like since LVO and like people just angry about it, and then all of a sudden it just turned into this major crap storm, and those poor guys had to deal with the end of it. They didn't have to deal with it wasn't like it was like a first time thing. It was just there was a couple guys that people didn't like, and that had maybe cheated or something before. There was rumors, and then it all came to a head. And it's just those poor tournament organizers are just like, yeah, we're gonna run ATC. It's a fun, awesome event, and 98, probably like 95% of people had a great time until like that stuff started happening, and then you had all this like drama start, and it's just. So I just hope that I know Frontline Gaming. I've seen the rumors that they're working on that kind of stuff. Maybe more restrictor policies and like guidelines and everything. And I hope the other tournaments do that. And then maybe ITC has a list of players that are suspended from events or something, or that are on the watch list or something. So that as a tournament organizer, you see that dude pop up on your list for your 40-man or 80-man GT, and you're kind of like, okay, well, I could have problems, and you kind of go with an open mind and say, well, at least I know that he's been reported for other events, and so we have an open mind. But at the same time, if something does happen, it's not the first time, and you're not taking flack for it.
Yeah, I often wonder though, is the more exposure, the more drama, which is actually. The math actually pans out. The bigger we get, the more drama we're going to have to deal with. Yeah. But I love social media, but I think social media is a huge issue for stuff like this. Yeah. Because all it takes is for person A to not like the game with person B, and then he tweets it or puts it up on Facebook, and then it shows up that, oh, there was a controversy there, and then all of a sudden, this poor guy who did something wrong, or maybe something that's not necessarily, it wasn't wrong, but it was not the best sportsman-like behavior.
Yep.
And now this guy's vilified, and he's just treated it pretty much crucified in the court of public opinion, because people just like to be heard, and they just want to, oh yeah, I bitched about this too, and then so did this person, so everybody knows us, we're famous now because we complained about this. It's really sad.
And the problem is, it's like a 2% thing too, because I guarantee you, like at that event, 98% of the players had a blast, and every single one of the like 900 or 800 games that were played the entire weekend, no one had an issue, and there's just those couple games.
Yep. And it takes away from the event. It takes away from the TO. It takes away from the organizers. It's everything. They put a lot of hard work in it, and they don't want to be highlighted. Like, I know we use it as a joke or whatever, like the terrain that happened at over in
GT.
thank you, London GT. If you knew the story, it's unfortunate, but there were still tables that looked good. The back tables had the crap at the end, and but everyone focused on that, so everyone's going to say, well, the whole game was crap. The whole event was like that, because that's all you see.
I mean, like, to be honest with you, like, that stuff happened at ATC, but I was like talking to Jonathan. I was like, it'd be kind of fun to go to ATC with, like, as F&P. I know we're not playing for top tier tables, but it'd be kind of fun to go as a team, just so we can hang out for that entire weekend and, chill, relax, and go play some games and try to win some stuff as a team. But, for me, I think that would be kind of cool. So
my goal is, like John was saying about, if they end up going like an e-sport but more of a tabletop sport, I might dive into that with AOS if they do that for AOS. I doubt it. I think it's going to be more 40K. But if ever they did AOS, so I'm all about it.
Yep. I think we won't have to wait as long for AOS as we did for 40K. I think once 40K explodes on the scene, AOS will very likely follow faster. And I would say within a year, AOS will be right there. Maybe not as big, but will be right there at the top.
Yep.
And I'll be honest, I'm going to be surprised if we don't see Kill Team at Las Vegas Open.
That's
this new Kill Team is going to be highly competitive. I really feel like, just like Shadespire, this is going to be probably a little bit more fun to compete in than regular 40K, just because the game is going to be over so much faster, and you're going to be able to showcase your conversions a lot. I think Kill Team is going to be amazing.
I think what would be cool at LVO is if they have the Kill Team tournament on Sunday. Because, like, you could bring your 5 or 6 models for Kill Team. Because, I mean, I know this year I'll be on the top 16 table, top 8. I'll be on the top tables.
That's right.
So, but on the other side, for like Jonathan and you, maybe John, y'all be on, not playing on Sundays, so y'all may want to, go play Kill Team,
Well, I'm already going to be busy, I think. I think I'm going to do another Battle for the Las Vegas Open event where I give out a 40K championship ticket, and I'm going to pick up the friendly tournament ticket that's on Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
I think I'm going to bow out of the championship to give everybody else a chance to be on the top 8 like yourself.
Yeah,
I don't want to take over the 40K championship and win this year. I think the friendly is a little bit more. I'm feeling that a little bit more this year.
Yeah. I'm planning on, just going in there with this massive, crazy list I've been thinking in my head. It'll be Grey Knights, and then just winning it all.
TJ, that's all I gotta say. TJ, is I don't want to see you spreadsheet at that very south side of the border on that spreadsheet this year.
Oh, that was the first year I went, man. I still swear to God I should have had that bolter. Freaking bolter should have been mine. Those two dudes didn't even play the last game. Didn't even play it. Oh, so
Hey.
frustrating.
How many players are we up to now for LVOs? It's 612.
Something like that.
Wait, for the competitive?
Yeah.
Because they opened up more. I don't know how many more tickets they opened.
Pretty sure it's like 612. They had to do the math to make sure it's like still the top 8. Realize that's going to be just on Friday, Saturday. That's going to be just for championship. Over 3,700 games or 3,600 games. 40K over 2 days. That's just for the championship.
That's crazy.
Amazing.
That's a
That
lot.
is amazing when you think about that number.
Yes.
But it was at 15 at Adepticon. Their championship was 350 when they came back to Chicago, and that's when I went. And so the team tournament was the team tournament was even more because it's 4 persons per team, and there was 300 teams.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know how big it is now. It's been a couple of years now, obviously, but it just seems every year between LVO and Adepticon, one gets big, the other one gets bigger. Then that one gets bigger, then the other one gets bigger. And it's just like.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, I think it's exciting. I just can't wait to hang out with, meet new people and hang out with people in Vegas. I think that's the reason why I want to go to so many big tournaments or cons is to hang out with people.
Yeah.
That is the best part.
It's fun going as FNP and meeting a lot of people that recognize us, and it's really cool to see a lot of guys. And then it's good to hang out like friends that are hard to obviously hang out with, like all the guys overseas and everybody. And because it's hard to just pop over there, but you meet at an event, you hang out, So
One day I'll enjoy that stuff again.
I'm looking forward to being with as a member of FNP, being with you guys out there at LVO. It's gonna be fun. I mean, I do enjoy with my regular Houston crowd, the NGO guys that's the team I'm on, but now I'll be with FNP. I'm kind of digging that too, and it'll be fun hanging out with you guys instead of like, oh, look, it's TJ and Jonathan. I wonder if they'll want to hang out and talk.
Yeah,
now you have.
I will I go there and I'll hang out with anybody. I don't really care. So
no, but I mean, he'll be.
What does it stand for?
Hey, look, you're gonna be part of the clique now.
What does NGO stand for, John?
New Grimdark Order.
Oh, okay. And who's all in that? That's like Eric
Tet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said it right. Mike DeHoyas or Mike Delta. Brian Hart. Brett Larson, Chris Carlisle, and Joe Badeau, the guys that head up Wargames Con, are now part of that. Ryan Bridges.
Oh, Ryan, okay.
Cody Newcomb, I think. Newcomb. And myself. I feel like I'm missing somebody. I'm probably going to get. A guy named Vincent out of El Paso. He runs the Sidewinder. I cannot think of his last name, but. He runs the Sidewinder GT out at El Paso.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. Yeah. I mean, I think, I don't know. We'll talk about it maybe offline, but I think it'd be pretty cool that all of us to get together go to ATC next year. So
I like that idea.
I do too.
I mean, it'll probably be 2 weeks after Warzone, but, it'll be fun.
Yeah. We're working on changing that date. We'll see.
Yeah, but I think ATC would be kind of fun. I want to see some of those. I mean, there's some. I like looking at good armies and looking at good lists.
Yeah.
Makes me want to try to be better at this game.
You know what's coming to LVO?
Me?
My knights, because I want to be done at turn 2 if I tabled or get tabled, and I want to walk around because that's my favorite part. And I always go until the time is up, and then I get to run to the vendor hall, and everyone's like, "Hey, Jonathan." I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And then we chat, and I'm like, "Oh no, the vendor hall!" And then I gotta go back to go get my game.
Yeah,
dude, Jonathan, you just gotta be like me and just suck. So you're just kind of like, hey, I got my ass kicked. I got my ass kicked.
Yeah. For me, it's like if I hurry up and lose this game. I mean, if I hurry up and unintentionally lose this game, I can be at the vendor hall buying some stuff. I can go to lunch early. I don't have to wait for everybody to sit around and go, where are we going to go to lunch? Let's go over here. We're just going to take 2 hours to get some food, and we have 30 minutes to be back.
That's why beer is a great lunch.
What's that?
That's why beer is such a great lunch.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm excited. And then we'll talk more offline, too, since you're coming. Because we do a lot of just like, we hang out pretty much the whole time as a clique. And then it unfocused me. Weird. And then we always hang out with like tabletop tactics and stuff like that. We have a lot of fun.
It'll be cool. We'll look forward to it.
I'm talking about like we go out, either go drinking or like went to go see the Samurai Museum, just stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do this year, but I don't know. I'll see what I do. I'm gonna see how many points I have left for my vacation club thing, and I may just rent like a 2-bedroom suite or some shit. So we'll see.
Yeah, we're talking about maybe getting a suite if we could swing it. Preferably, like with tabletop tactics and us, we could split like a decent sized suite, and it would be like normal cost of a room.
Yeah,
so,
we'll see.
Well, and I'm thinking about driving this year, so if I do, I might transport. If anybody has like delicate stuff that they need to transport, that are charging delivery.
Okay, I mean, I use some gas money because I mean, I can now maybe build in a more extravagant board than that would fit my suitcase.
I've already started doing the plans for my board, so that's the other reason why I'm driving. And I just ordered the centerpiece miniature for my special army.
Nice.
Are you like leaving like 2 days early?
Yeah, I'll probably take off. It's like a 21-hour drive. A friend of mine, Clint Mays, he might go with me because he wants to go and play and compete and go have fun too. And so we might drive together. But man, I've driven back. And I still in the service. I drove back and forth across the country several times. So I can go about 17 hours. Then I need to stop and sleep for a little bit. But I mapped it out. So I've got some friends that live between here and there, so I can stop, maybe crash for a few hours, and then get back on the road.
Surreal.
We'll see.
It says, do the items being transported require documentation?
They are going to slay the competition, so yes.
I tell you what, though, traveling with your army, especially if you have metal in your stupid case, that's not fun going through security. You can ask TJ. I got stopped on the way there.
Yeah.
They had my case, pop it open, and the guy just, with his gloves and his little swandy bullcrap, just picking up my models. And I was like, dude, please be careful. Those are models. Like, I was being polite as possible, but I was like, those are models and painted and put together. Like, please be careful, because he was just manhandling my stuff, and I was like, like don't touch it.
See, it's funny you bring that up because we went to Adepticon. We flew from here to Chicago. My buddy, one of my best friends, Devin, when we went, he had a tube of green stuff in his bag. They didn't care. They were just like, "What's this?" We're like, "Oh, it's green stuff." Like they're supposed to know, right? And they're just like, "Oh, okay." He had his sculpting tools in his bag, everything, like the carry-on.
Oh,
They didn't care.
they let him carry on sculpting tools? I would never do that.
Yeah, I didn't think they were in there, but they let him. I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
One time,
green stuff looks like C4.
I think I was flying out to Games Day when GW still did those, and I had to go through security. And of course, on my keychain, they used to have these little novelty crack grenades, and they weighed quite a bit. I mean, they were small, probably about the size of a paint pot, and a little bit smaller than that. But they were solid metal, and they kept looking at my keys, You're like, what is this? They wiped it down. I was like, oh god, here we go. It's a novelty sci-fi grenade, and they just stopped dead, just looking at me. I'm like, just scan it through your thing again. It's not. It's a replica. It's not real. I mean, it's so tiny. But I ended up missing my flight.
Oh man, that's serious.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah,
said
my guy-
grenade. If you didn't say
Yeah.
grenade, you'd have been fine.
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't even got pulled, but I was like running late already, and I was like, the boarding had already started. I was running behind, so I was like in security, like looking around, trying to see like how long it was going to take. You know, trying to figure things out. I'm sweating. Yeah. And I mean, I look bad already, and of course when you get in the little machine, you got your hands up and it goes around. I mean, I'm like sweating on my front and back. Because I'm just like, don't want to miss my flight. And so that they're like, sir, you've been randomly selected. And I was like, bullshit. But yeah, so don't ever take a crack grenade onto an airplane.
Duly noted.
I quickly got rid of that one.
And then on the way back, TJ, didn't you get checked?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It was funny because I was like, hey, my bag made it. And TJ got checked.
Yeah, I was getting strip searched.
He requested it
Don't mind that.
Get checked.
from this big male guard.
Yeah, I was like, do you have anything in the crotch area? And I'm like, you want to check for it?
Don't wear gloves. I heard him say that.
I'm like, I'm clean. Just took a bath. Aha.
It must be getting late. We start getting a little out of hand when it starts getting a little later.
But like, I know you're talking about making your board, John. I've been watching Luke Towan, who does Boulder Creek Railroad stuff on YouTube, and he makes all these dioramas, and I'm just like, I'm gonna put water on my dead planet board that's all dried up because he does water stuff, and it looks so cool.
Yeah, I had one idea I thought was going to be really good, but then I saw a piece of artwork and it just blew my mind. I was like, there's my board. And I'll be doing the water effects too, but I have not figured out how I'm going to do that yet. Because I need a very long, or basically several waterfall style pieces of water effects. I'm not sure how to pull that off yet.
Oh, you want me to send you the video? He does one. He just released one where he built a beautiful waterfall, and he goes step by step on how he does it.
Yes, please. Yep.
Yeah, dude, I watched this guy. You've actually probably seen his stuff. Like a lot of people do it, like they just show bits and pieces of it. But I'll put it in the Hangout chat.
Yeah, for my AOS board, whenever that time comes, that's waterfalls. I think CJ, did I tell you about what my day was?
No. Oh wait, hold it. No, wait, hold it. You told me. Yes, you told me what the AOS was. I know. Yeah. I'll let you talk about it because it's cool.
Well, my idea is, and I mean, okay, if someone uses it, whatever, I don't care. It's a cool idea. Is because I have all my orcs and stuff, and I have my bone splitter orcs and for AOS, and what I want to do is build this big, almost like this cave, but it's cut in half, basically, so you can see in. And then the Maw Crusher and the boss will be in the back, and there'll be free people coming through the waterfall, like the traditional knights going in to slay a dragon, and then you'll have all the orcs inside kind of position looking down at them walking through, and have the waterfall coming down, and seeing them going in and halfway in and out kind of thing. That's more to it, but that's the gist of it, what I want to try to do.
Nice.
Very
That's
nice.
really cool.
That'd be exciting to see.
Yeah, I'm hoping next week we'll be able to show a preview of my super special secret squirrel side army.
Uh-oh.
Squirrel.
Yep, it's Squirrel Marines.
Y'all have tails?
Yeah,
Big cheeks?
big cheeks, big ears, big guns.
And they loving the nuts?
Yep, just like their owner.
I'm not gonna believe it.
Uh,
Well, it's cool. I'm about done with my first highlight of all my brutes tonight. So
Good work. Yeah, I got my on my armatures over here. I've got my red all highlighted. Now it's time to get out the. Now it's time to finish off the blue highlight. And to finish that off, you got to use the old Parisian gray.
This just turned into a painting tutorial video.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I need an opinion here. What do you think would be better, a Forge World Knight Lancer or 3 Armature Warglaives?
Lancer. Are you talking about coolness or functionality?
Yes.
I like both. Well, I like the Forge World Knights.
I like coolness over the functionality. That's what always draws me first.
The presence on that was good.
The Lancer. Let me see which one that is.
Either the Lancer or the Castigator.
Castigator.
The Lancer will be easier for me to pull off what I'm trying to do, but I really like the Castigator.
It looks better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the Cascade is pretty cool.
Okay, Lancer. What's a Castigator?
The sword with the
sword and the big bolter. And sorry, I'm just going to tell you this. My favorite is the Archeon. Archeon?
The Flamer?
Yeah, that Flamer is so cool. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Forge World 9. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I like it. But I like the Castigator more.
The Cascader's cool, but the Lancer I think is for like cool effects. He's got the shield and the big lance, which makes it really cool. But man, I love that bolter though. But I have to tell you this, John. According to the GW website for Forge World, the Castigator is sold out, no longer available. I don't know what that means.
That probably means the mold has run its course and they're having to make a new mold.
Yep, because according to the website, that's what it looks like right now.
Okay, that's usually what happens. Depending on what they make their molds out of,
yeah,
you usually get a few hundred pulls out of it, about 80 to 90% accuracy before they start breaking it down.
Yeah. So on that note, I mean, I love all the Forge World Knights are freaking amazing. So I think you're good no matter where you go.
Come on, lady. Come on. Come, bug. Lady, come on. Go. And jump.
You know that fat ass dog can get on the couch.
Yeah. Look at this thing.
Wait, are you bringing the Nurgling on?
Come on. Just jump. Come on. Go. Lady, go. Come on. Just go. Lady, go. Lady, go. Gosh, I'm not picking you up. You go.
Get a piece of cheese.
Lady, come on. Come on. You gotta get her excited. Lady, come on. Come on, lady. Everyone's watching. Lady, go. Come on. Just pug up there. Just pug. Lady, come on.
Hi, buddy.
Okay. You know what?
You know what that look on her face is, Jonathan?
Pick me up. That's what it is.
That's a look of F you and pick me up now.
That's exactly that look. And then she just sits there at the foot and cries until she gets picked up. But if you leave or at any time, her little butt will hop up there. Not even a problem. Not even ask. Just do it. Tyler said Nurglings don't jump.
So you guys that have gone to LVO, is there a big Age of Sigmar scene there?
Oh, yeah.
Is one. Yeah. How big it is.
I mean, last year, it was about 50 people, I think? 50 to 60, I think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was very big. And their stuff is usually always, like, really nice.
Yeah.
Like, it's the stuff to go, it's like the cool spot to go check out.
I would say they probably grew. If they haven't sold out already, they probably have grown probably doubled their size this year.
Yeah, everything's kicked off pretty big.
Yeah, I'd like to do the Shadespire, but I think I'm going to stick to the friendly tournament.
I'm kind of disappointed with Shadespire, and I'm not going to go super in depth with it, but I think it's kind of stale in some aspects of. There's certain decks that are, how do I put it? I'm not say unbeatable, but they're usually the ones that always win, and it's just
Yeah, they're going to have to change. They're going to have to make some changes to the meta for that. Unfortunately, I think it's Stormcast Eternals are probably one of the top dogs.
Well, it's not just Stormcast Eternals; it's the relics.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. They've got a fixed match play for this. It's
where they added 2 more glory to spend them or to use them.
Yeah.
It doesn't make that big. It just slows them down. It doesn't make that big of effect. I've seen it, and I'm like, well, that's great.
I wonder what the new game boards do with all the pit traps and stuff like that. I wonder if that helps equalize. I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't buy into it. I just thought I was excited because so when Shadespire came out, I was like, cool. There's numbers on the cards. So you know, there's this many cards for the set. You know the boards. You know everything about it. And so it's not like pay to win. Like everybody's going to buy that set. Now it's like, oh, now you need to buy these boards that are $25. Now you got to buy this other deck of cards, which I'm like, that doesn't make sense because the set's done.
They gotta make money.
Yeah.
But they
Great game.
packs, more sets.
I'm not sure that they supported it the right way. But hopefully whatever mistakes that they learned from it, we won't see that with Kill Team.
Everyone's quiet because they're like, that's gonna happen with Kill Team.
Well,
The surprise support's amazing for Shadespire. They know the surprise support.
Holy
Absolutely.
crap. At Warzone, I was sitting there, I was like, I should have played Shadespire. Like all this stuff, like there was like how many guys showed up for Shadespire?
We had 4. We had we had 8. Well, 4 people didn't show up. We should have had 8. We only had 4 players.
And 4 people won things.
Yeah. Oh, everybody walked away with at least one thing. Actually, I think everybody
was a winner. You know what you get for being a mid-table? Nothing. You showing off your glass trophy ski? Nice.
Oh, do you have yeah. And their price support is ridiculous.
I ain't gonna lie, like Shadespire is cool, but okay. So the problem with Shadespire is they have to come up with teams, right? And since they're coming up with teams, they have to build molds for those teams. So, and they're all plastic molds. So they better make sure with what they bring out sells well. Because, you know, it's like with Kill Team, the thing about Kill Team is it gives you more variety. So you're able to go buy a couple boxes or whatever. Shadespire, it's like, oh, I want to play Korgoth's friends or whatever. So I'm going to buy that little $30 box. And that's it. I'm done. You know, I buy some dice and whatever. But then, like, for them to come out with a new one, they have to come up with all new molds, all new sculpts. And then they're like, I hope this one sells well. Because if it doesn't, then you're losing money on it.
They're not going to sell bad because, again, it goes back to every army that you buy in Shadespire is, what, $30 to $35 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
You need the cards, even if you're not playing Khorne, because you have your Khorne set specific cards for Khorne, as well as universal cards in each one of those sets. So they're going to make their money because someone's going to go, okay, I'm playing orcs like me. Well, yeah. I need those universal cards in every single pack. If I'm not going to play Khorne, I can sell the models to a Khorne player, but I still need the cards.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There's a couple design flaws in it, but I think whenever they eventually get to version 2, it's going to be amazing. I think that's where Kill Team is going to do really well, because Kill Team, you don't have to worry about. I understand that with Shadespire you have the cards, and those are what helps specialize your group. However, Kill Team lets you, I think, expand even greater than what Shadespire is doing. I think they should have maybe gone that route with Kill Team, or with Shadespire is what they're doing with the Kill Team, because of that customization.
We do have that. Hold on. We have. Got it. So they need to update it, but this is our version of Kill Teams per se.
Ah.
So Shadespire is a whole different type of. It's a different type of game basically. It's their own standalone game, and you can use the models in AOS. But Skirmish for Age of Sigmar is our Kill Team, where you can do it as a campaign. You can do it as it's small games, and it's what is it? The points, I think it's 26 points to start. Let me just see here. It's been a while. It is each player choose a warband of equal renown, ranging anywhere between 50 and 100 renown. So that's the size of your army, and so we'll go with Chaos since I see TJ. So Demons of Khorne, your bloodletters are two renown apiece. Your Bloodmaster Herald of Khorne is 16 renown per model, and Blood Throne 24. So this is basically your Kill Team without other things, basically.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Man, that's kind of cool. They already released the FAQs on Age of Sigmar already.
Mm-hmm. I seen it.
I read over the Blades of Khorne one. I didn't understand anything, so that's not where it should be.
Now I'm just glad it's easy to fix. I think stuff with Age of Sigmar.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's cool though that GW is doing a very good job of doing these secondary games and then supporting them after.
Yeah. That's their problem for a long time. They didn't support the smaller games. They're just like, here you guys go. You're going to buy this stuff because you want the models.
Yep.
Because you obviously don't care about the game. That's not why you guys are here. You're here just to get our models because we make the best models in the world. And I mean, they're pretty gosh darn good models, but we play the game. We get the models to play the game.
Yeah, like, even like that Assassin's game. You remember the Assassin game? I never played it. I didn't even unwrap the stuff that it came in. I just got it for the Assassin models, and then some of the Chaos stuff and the Cultists. Like,
yeah, I wanted that Assassin Kill Team. I had literally just gave my friend the Chaos side because I just wanted the 4 miniatures for my army.
because it was a better deal to buy that too, and you can get it out early, and then buying individual models, And then what else? When they relaunched, what is that one game? God, with the Blood Angels in it.
Space Hulk.
Space Hulk. Just for those models. Again, I want the dude in the chair. That's. I didn't even open the plastic. I didn't open any of those things. I didn't open anything. Like all the 30K stuff, that was just to get my 30K army started,
Yeah, the Blood Angels was for me to do commission painting for somebody's Blood Angel army that he was working on. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do that for him because he wants his Terminators. Gave the Gene Stealers away to somebody and didn't even mess with the game. And I've owned Space Hulk like the latest iteration like 3-4 times now, and gotten rid of it every time. I even had some of the original Space Hulks from back in 80 something.
84, 86, 84, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the last one or the first one. No, the second one I got was the first one I got were those really crappy Terminators. They had like the almost triangular shoulders, and then the second one I got was when the Scouts came out with the Tyranids. I think that was, I want to say that's 86 6.
The only time I played Space Hulk, we made a game. We made a Beer Hulk. A friend of mine made a game that's Beer Hulk, and let me tell you, that brings a whole new meaning of bolted or jam bolters. And if you're playing Tyranids, you're gonna get pretty drunk. I'll tell you right now.
Oh man. All right, guys. I know we got a lot of watchers, a lot of good chatting, but it is 11:30.
Does that do anything?
It is late. It's
That's
getting late.
We're still painting, man. Till I'm done painting, I'm good. Painting, fool.
Yeah.
I
What do you-
based a horse, dude. Like some spooky ghost stuff, you know, some pillars and other items. I put a crow on the hangman's noose,
Yay.
and that's about it.
Well, I got all the red highlighted. And I'm
He's
starting to
painting a
work
bunch
on
of
the
orcs.
blue. And then my problem is, though, when I bought these armigers, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do them quick and nice. And I started painting these pieces. Not pieces of junk, but I started painting them. And now I've got them all much better than I thought they were going to turn out to be. But I guess that's a good thing.
I have been working on my commander deck.
Ah.
Commander deck?
Yeah.
Dude, we gotta play sometime. I got a zombie commander deck.
Oh, that's cute.
It is.
That's cute.
I have a relentless rat commander deck too.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm trying to find one card. I haven't been able to find it yet.
Hey TJ, at least Renfro's with you.
Yep.
All right, Leon. See you later, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Yep. See you, Leon, man. It's good to have you back, man.
Yep, absolutely.
We know who you are, Renfro.
We know who you are there, Renfro, the priest. It's
He
weird.
says-
He's like, I figured he'd be like a Space Wolves player, but he's not.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, I thought he was a Space Wolf player.
No. Plays
Huh.
some Ultramarines and Ultra Weenies.
Hey, easy. Ultramarines are really cool.
Dang
No,
it,
they're not.
Tyler.
They just have Gilliman.
Oh, why did Tyler write that?
What?
Because that's a genius idea. Oh, see, integrated grave stuff, and it's not worth the effort. That's all I'm doing is putting like stuff from this stupid expensive kit and getting things from it to add to my spooky bases.
What are you getting?
Man.
I'm adding stuff to my spooky bases.
Oh, yeah.
But he said he wants to use Tyler said I want to use clear bases. It looks like they're all floating and ghosting. I was like, damn it. I should have done that.
Hey, TJ, I got a question for you.
What's up, man?
I like how you paint. You think you'd be willing to paint a orc for me? Just one?
Ooh.
Just one?
Yep, just one.
I wouldn't mind painting an orc. I've always wanted to paint an orc.
Okay.
Are we talking
The
bright
big,
green or really deep green?
Well, okay, so you see my dragons.
Yes.
Okay, I paint those. I'm really good at painting things like that, but I'm having a hard time painting the riders to match the quality. Maybe I hate to say quality,
Okay. I see what you mean.
but your painting is a little bit more in depth than what I could do for that type of centerpiece.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind painting the leader for the orc. I've always loved that model. I wouldn't mind doing it.
Okay.
I got my one model from TJ. My one freebie. We all get a freebie from TJ's expertise.
Yeah, that painting that Contemptor was fun. I enjoyed that.
Oh, you did the Contemptor?
I enjoyed that I didn't have to paint it.
I really enjoyed that Contemptor because it was the first time I painted it clean and then I dirtied it up.
Yeah.
Kind of hurts, but I was like, oh, this, because it was typhus corrosion. I'm like, this is the greatest stuff ever.
It's funny is I told him the paint scheme I use the same colors. He's like, well, I'm going to do these colors and everything else. And I said, great. And then I get it, and somehow he made it look completely better than my stuff, even with the same paint scheme. So I'm like, he stands out a little bit. Like a lot.
Well, the orc I'm going to have TJ do is the name character with the double axes.
Okay, let me look at him.
So you'll get the main guy. If he stands out, it's okay because he's the man.
He'll be your centerpiece, so it's okay. But when you just have a random Contemptor Dreadnought that's just in the back, you're like, why does that one look way better than the rest of the army?
Oh, he was a captain. He was a very renowned captain that they had to make look different.
I like that.
Gordrak, Fist of the Gork, right?
Yep, Gordrak.
Oh, yeah.
Renfro.
Yellow? You want him yellow?
Titan friend.
No yellow armor.
Okay, what color armor?
My concept is I do like the silver bronze, like it's black armor with the silver bronze on it. But
Okay.
if you think something else would look better, then I'll take some pictures. You have liberty to match it as much as you want. It doesn't have to be exact because he's the leader.
Oh, yeah. This is an awesome one. I want to paint him. My eyes are like, yes.
And it's something new too. Like it's going to bring your creativity to a whole new level.
Yeah, because orcs is, I've never painted orc skin, so I'm excited about painting orc skin.
My princess. Because I'm working on the regular guy, and he's going to go. My green dragon is not as good as my red dragon, so Gordrak is getting the red one.
Okay. Oh, yeah, this will be fun to paint. I could do it.
TJ, are you going to do Renfro's request?
What's Renfro's request?
Ask if you can paint a Titan for him.
Sure. When Adeptus Titanicus comes out, I will paint you a Titan.
Nice. That's good.
And Titan, I mean, I will paint you a Night Titan. Size of a Space Marine. I'm all into that one. Yeah, I think for specialist games, that is really the game that I am very excited for it to come out. I will say it again. To be able to play a Warlord Titan and not have to pay the $1,200 for it, I will be more than happy to do it because that is such a cool model. Oh my god! Yeah, it is getting late, isn't it? It's 11:37.
Yeah. We all got some work to do.
Oh my god!
It's work, bro. It's been crazy, man. Crazy.
Yeah, that's a fun model to paint.
Well, and just to put this out there, I will be down at Atomic Hobby, I think Friday, just Friday though, and I'll be playing Age of Sigmar with a friend of mine. So if anybody wants to come down and ask questions or watch the game or see how things go, they're more than free. Welcome to come in and stop by and say hello. So
I'll be working that day.
Oh, okay.
I'm going in on Saturday too because we literally have 3 events happening.
Yeah, I will not be there Saturday. A friend of ours is getting married in September, and so we're getting together Saturday to do some stuff. So,
ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, Saturday we're having our monthly tournament, part of the Houston circuit.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing the escalation end ceremonies.
Oh, awesome.
And then also the kill team launch day.
Yeah,
Okay.
the best part about the Escalation League is pizza is on me.
So are you gonna be like Pizza the Hut?
Yep, I'm gonna lay on one of the tables and just slather the pizza all over me, and people can eat it off me.
Are you gonna Leia one of the tables?
If you want me to wear that outfit, Jonathan, I will.
Oh boy, it's like LVO all over again.
Yeah.
It was only for the room though. Aren't you guys
Oh.
excited to share the room?
Giving John ideas. John's
John.
like, oh, really? TJ wears lay outfits around the room? Oh, yeah.
We're gonna make Ski need to go. You have an animal. It just ate something.
Piece of cheese.
Oh, you just had cheese readily available?
Yeah.
What? That's not weird at all.
Dude, Star Trek is my favorite show.
First talked about Star Trek?
Well, Travis bopped on and he says, nice Star
Nice
Trek.
Star Trek joke. Oh, T-Rav.
Okay.
Oh,
Let go.
look at Renfro. He's really concerned what happened at LVO. That never leaves Vegas.
Yep. It's like what happens in Afghanistan stays in Afghanistan.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Anyways, as always.
I mean, we'll just finish it off with this, My favorite movie is that movie where, the Jedi Master Voldemort takes this ring of power to Mount Enterprise with his trusted sidekick Spock of House of Stark. And we'll leave it at that.
That's a good one. That made us probably drop like 5 people viewing. They were like, nope.
I think we gained one.
Oh. All right, guys.
Wow, Renfro's going to go to LVO next year. Wow.
Thank you, everybody.
Yep.
And a special thank you for our Patreon supporters or patrons on Patreon.
Yes.
They actually helped us out. We just purchased 2 of those spidery arm tripods so we can set up the studio better to actually have the cameras on a tripod, because we were using like those sunglasses ties that tightened, and that's what we were using. They're pretty ghetto, but it worked. So thank you guys so much. We were able to get those tripods, and what else we picked up? Oh, some USB extensions as well to connect it to our rig. So we're not stretching. We're only making it on one side because the camera can only reach so far. So thank you guys. That definitely is going to help and obviously up our quality for the live stream. And we'll be streaming actually at Wargames Con. They're going to be arranging it because they'll be the top table is already being streamed by another channel, and they're actually going to arrange it where we're mid-table but with the best pin in armies, so you guys can see the top quality stuff and see what's going on during the mid-table, because you have both games pulled up on your screen.
And to be honest with you, sometimes those mid-tables are really good games too.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and then I think we're going to try to stream maybe the top for the tournament this weekend too.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get the.
If I'm not filming a game of people, if I'm not doing the live stream of people eating pizza off me, right?
That's right. Or the live feed will be people eating pizza off you and then playing.
I'm excited.
I'm
See y'all.
excited.
Very late. It gets weird. Good night.
Good night.